guys, this is Amy with Deliscious Life, and I am back. Well, I hope I'm back. Can't make promises, but in this video I want to explain to you what's been going on in my life and why I've been absent, and just kind of give you a short update. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so it's been a while. It's been a long time since I've uploaded, and it feels really weird to make a video. Even though I've made so many videos, it feels awkward and weird. I have really been missing everyone, and I have really been missing making videos. And this whole time that I've been absent from YouTube, it's kind of shown me and proven to me that how much YouTube really helps me in my own journey, because it helps me being able to talk to you guys. It helps me being able to share with you what's going on. And you don't realize that until, you know, it's gone. So anyway, just a basic update on part of why I've been gone so long. Backing up to my last video where I was sharing with you guys that I was just hopeless because, you know, I'm gaining weight, I'm not losing, I'm struggling to break through my stall. I just sort of kind of spiraled downhill from that. I think I became pretty depressed and frustrated, you know. It's like nothing I tried worked, and I could just tell that my body was fighting everything that I was doing, because I effortlessly lost fat, no problem, on keto, you know, and I had no issues doing it. Now all the same tools that I used to lose that wasn't working, and you know, I've tried everything else out there. So you're kind of going, you feel pretty bottomed out. Like, what else is there? You know, if this doesn't work, what am I going to do? And so throughout all of that, I stayed keto. I've always stayed keto, but I have had cheat days, off keto days, whatever you want to call it. I've had several of those, and obviously every time I do that, I feel terrible. I'm bloated. I don't feel well. I feel sluggish. You know, I gain weight. And I don't feel well. And so I always go back on keto. That's usually not an issue. I always go right back on, and then I start feeling better, but then the weight still doesn't budge. So I'm frustrated. So I've been fighting that the last few months, but what really has kind of thrown a wrench into things is back in September, we went on kind of a late vacation, just me, Ed, and Ava. And we went on a little vacation on a road trip, and we just wanted to get one last road trip in before summer and before Ava's school starts. So we went, you know, and right a couple weeks before we left, we had been having really bad wildfires in our area. So we were like, we need to get out of here and go get some fresh air. And a couple weeks before we left, the smoke in our area was just absolutely horrendous. I even lost 2 of my chickens died. On the same day that my 2 chickens died, Ed was outside doing some work around the house, you know, getting stuff ready for our trip. And he was having this cough that just wouldn't go away. And he felt like he was having a hard time breathing. He had no other symptoms, no fever, nothing else. It was just a cough. And he felt that it was from the smoke. So he went ahead and went in. He doesn't have a primary doctor right now, so he went to the ER because he wanted to get it addressed very quickly and make sure that everything was okay before we went on a trip. And so he went, they tested him for the C. Of course, that was negative. They, you know, did all the routine testing. They even scanned his lungs, and then they said, yep, it's probably from the smoke. We're going to call it, you know, acute bronchitis. Gave him some antibiotics and sent him on his way. He did feel a little bit better a few days after taking those antibiotics. So we thought, yep, that's definitely what it was. And we should be able to go on our trip. And I'm sure the fresh air is going to help that immensely. So we go on our trip and we're only in about 2 days. We're clear out of state. It was a long drive, long road trip, clear out of state. And he was still having a little bit of cough, but feeling better. But 2 days in, I start noticing he just doesn't look well. He looks really pale. And then the second night of our trip, he was unable to sleep because the coughing was so bad and he was having a hard time breathing when he would lay down. So I'm like, this is not good. I was really, really scared. And so basically I'm like, I think you really need to go to the hospital. And of course he's always fighting this, you know, he fights things until the very last second. And at this point, once he said, yeah, I think you should take me in, that's when I knew that it was probably pretty serious, because he doesn't just go for stuff. He waits and waits till, you know, something serious. So now we're in another state, searching for the nearest hospital. Thank God the town we had stopped in had a major hospital, one of the only ones for a long ways radius around. So we go to the hospital, and this is in Oregon. We're from California, so this is in Oregon. We get to the hospital, we check, you know, I already knew they weren't going to let me go in with him because of the whole C thing going on. So, you know, we hugged, and, you know, I'm like, everything's going to be fine. And, you know, they're going to get you some medicine or probably steroids, you know, for the bronchitis type thing. We're still thinking it's a lung breathing thing. We already knew he didn't have the C because he was already negative. He has 0 symptoms, signs, feeling fine, other than just when he's trying to walk and do normal activity, normal exercising. That's when he was having the breathing issue. So they check him in and he tests negative again. Second time negative. And I believe they tested one more time. I think it was 2 times total negative. And then, you know, they did x-rays again. This time they found fluid in his lungs. They did get him on some oxygen that was helping him quite a bit. But then they said, you know, we really want to test you one more time. And so they test him one more time. And sure enough, that third test, he's positive for the C. So now they take him and they are putting him on the COVID floor, the C floor. I shouldn't have said that, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so they put him on that floor, which now this is a whole new game changer. I'm there in a hotel by myself with Ava. We're out of state. He's on this floor. Pretty scary. So I'm sure you can imagine all the range of emotions, how scared I was. And so I pretty much, then we realized he didn't have a cell phone. So I'm panicking because I have no way to talk to him. So he calls me from the hospital and I'm like, I need you to have, no, he had his cell phone. That's right. He had a cell phone, but it was dying, no charger. I had his charger. So he was able to talk the nurse into coming down all suited up and getting the charger from me and then giving it to him so we could communicate. I made him just leave his phone on and I stayed connected with him the whole night. I listened to him breathing. I listened to him sleeping. I listened to absolutely everything that went on. And there were some extremely scary times. You know, we had a nurse give him the wrong medication, which he almost like crashed and passed out from. His heart rate plummeted and it went down into the 40s. And I'm on the phone listening to this thinking, this is it. I'm so scared. I don't know what's going to go on right now. You know, I'm praying. I'm trying to keep my emotions stable for Ava so she doesn't see anything or hear anything scary, you know. and it was really, really hard. And so he got through that part of it, and they continued. They did some heart testing and found out that his heart was only functioning at 20%. He had fluid in his lungs and basically congestive heart failure. So this is like, if something could just come and knock you right in the head and blow you away, this was one of those, because he has always been extremely healthy. He does not smoke, he does not drink, there's no drugs, you know, very, very healthy. And so this was like a very shocking diagnosis to hear, especially heart, because his heart was always what he thought, you know, was the strongest, and he was always considered himself very healthy. So we were very shocked to hear that. And so I'm trying to keep this really short. There's like so much details, but it would take forever to go into all of it. So basically he was discharged. He got stable to the point where he was stable. They had him on heart medication, high blood pressure medication, and Lasix, which is a diuretic to help him get rid of the fluid. Once he got rid of all of that fluid, he felt 100% better. So they were able to discharge him, and they were still questioning that he ever even had the C, because he just didn't have any of the telltale sign. His oxygen perfusion was like 100%. That never dipped, and you know how that goes. Usually that's one of the telltale signs when you can't breathe. Well, he was having the I can't breathe issue, but stuff wasn't matching up to the C like it was supposed to, right? So they were kind of questioning that, but here he is on the sea floor and having to survive that. So now he's exposed to it. If he doesn't have it, he's exposed to it. And not only that, but when he is discharged, now Ava and I are exposed to it. So now we have to worry about that. And so it was extremely scary and worrying. And they discharged him. We were able to drive home. Well, I drove home. He was just told to rest, take it easy, and then get to a cardiologist when we get home. So we did that. We drove home. We immediately got him scheduled with the cardiologist, but that took forever to get in. It took forever to get any kind of testing done. It was just like a basically sit and wait type of deal. And there was some touch and go moments after that, but he continually improved. One of the interesting things to note, that because he tested positive once out of 3 times, his doctor here said, hey, let's run an antibodies test, because if you had it, your first symptoms were clear back in, I believe, the end of August. You know, those weren't when this all started. That would have been about when, you know, so by now you would probably show some antibodies. So we went ahead and did that. Nothing. No, it basically no traces of any C antibodies at all. So, and you know, his doctor goes, yeah, I just don't think that's what you had. Clearly you having a heart problem, but not that. And the fact that you guys all survived not getting that is kind of a miracle in itself. And we all remained healthy. Ava and I never have gotten sick or had any symptoms whatsoever. And even after he came home, we quarantined, you know, for the full time. Well, we were quarantining anyway, practically, but we never got sick. Ed never got sick after being on the sea floor. So that was pretty amazing in itself. So fast forward to today, that's what I've been doing the last, since September. That's basically all we've been doing is, you know, getting Ed through recovery, getting him better, keeping him rested, you know, just all of that, going to the doctor appointments. You know, he's monitoring his blood pressure every day, his heart rate. He has to take all these medications that he's never been on before. So that's all new and making him feel a certain way that he's not used to. So there's all of that. It's just craziness. And it just sort of not anything that you would ever prepare for or expect to happen. So needless to say, that's where I've been, and I have stayed on keto throughout all of this, but I have had several cheat days, several off days. But throughout all of this, I've realized how important my channel is, and how important it is for me to reach out and connect with you guys, because you guys help me get through a lot of stuff too. And I just, even that I was depressed, and then I was worried, and then I was scared, and going through all these crazy emotions, I just didn't have it in me to hook up the camera and reach out. And I know I probably should have, because we need that. We need help, emotional support, and all of that. That's very important. And I just didn't have the energy to do it. A lot of you reached out to me on Facebook or on email, and I appreciate that so much. And I did respond to everyone I could. But I do want to say, I was looking through my comment section in my analytics on YouTube, and I have comments popping up from like 3 years ago that I never responded to or even hearted or anything. And that is bizarre, because I make an effort to do that. So these are comments I've never seen, and they just, boom, 3 years ago. And I'm like, what? So if you've ever left comments for me and I don't respond, please don't think I'm ignoring you. It's probably because YouTube decided to not show it to me. So that's really weird. If you see me hearting stuff from 3 years ago, that's why too. But yeah, so I'm trying to get back into a rhythm. I'm just trying to do everything I can to get the ball rolling again. And as far as my own journey, I kind of got to a point where I was so frustrated. I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to eat whatever I want. That was one of those go off the deep end. But then I also, in the back of my head, I was like, I feel like maybe I just need a diet break. There's a lot of people that are talking about carb cycling. Well, the only time I've ever carb cycled is maybe one day, and I don't think that's enough. I think Thomas DeLauer did a video about that too. Sometimes it's not enough. You have to really shock the body. And so I thought, oh, okay, you know what? Screw it. If now's the time to do that, now's the time. So I went off for a full week, which is the longest I think I've ever gone off of keto. And I know I had sugar and stuff, but it was nothing. I never did a terrible binge like I have in the past. I just ate maybe a sandwich or maybe a hamburger with the bun or with the bread, and not too many desserts, but a few here and there. So, it wasn't terrible, but of course it wasn't the best way to take a diet break. You could do it much healthier. But I clearly, I think, shocked my body, because now as I've come back into keto, I did go off keto for Thanksgiving. And then after that, I went straight back to keto. And when I did have the cheat days, I didn't go up in weight, which is bizarre. I kind of just stayed at the same. So that was kind of a promising sign. And then when I went back into keto, just this past week, I finally got the scale to go down. I was fighting in the 180s. I have gotten back up to the 180s. So that kind of tells you where my stress level is and my depression level is, because I was down in the 150s, low 150s. My lowest was 148, and then I popped right back up about to 153 to 155, and I stayed there for a long time. And I wanted to go lower, but instead I just stalled there and then slowly went up, which is bizarre. I tried all kinds of things. You guys can see in my past videos, I've tried a lot of different things. Did I do it perfectly? Probably not. Did I stick to things long enough? Probably not. We can always judge and point fingers and say, you should have this, you could have this, all of that. And sometimes at the end of the day, you just have to do what's right in the moment. Well, I can tell you that I definitely feel the health benefits of keto. So for me, staying on keto is 100% where I need to be. And if I need to do some diet breaks every now and again to get things rolling again, then I can do that. but I just need to know, is that the formula? Is that what I need to do or not? So we're going to see how it goes. I'm kind of thinking I wanted to stay keto through Christmas, but I might not, maybe just have one like Christmas kind of a cheat meal. But I'm not going, a lot of times what I do is I'll cheat the day before Christmas. Once I made once I've made up my mind to cheat, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start early. And then I cheat the night before, all day the next day, all day the next day. Turns into a good 3-day cheat. But then what happens is I'm feeling so sick, I'm feeling so terrible on Christmas Day that I can't enjoy it. So I kind of want to wait until later and do all my preparation, all my cooking and baking for the family and all the present wrapping and the decorating. I want to get all that done in a healthy state of ketosis so that I don't feel like, crap. So that's my goal for this Christmas. I have some new recipes I've been playing with, and I'm excited about those. I have a really delicious beef stew, a keto beef stew over chaffles that I made that was so delicious, and we all loved it. So I want to share that with you guys. I just want to get back into the regular routine of sharing and talking and seeing what you guys are up to and how your journeys are going. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into that. So I want to keep this short, so I'm going to close this out. For now, everything is fine. Ed is doing much better. We have more testing going. We're going to find out, but it won't be until January for his next test. So I'll just try to keep you guys updated, and I hope to be more regular with videos. So let me know down in the comments, how has your journey been going? What has your struggles been? What are your plans for Christmas? Are you planning to stay keto, or are you gonna, indulge? I kind of feel like, I've been doing keto for this is my 4th year, and I'm at the point where I'm gonna enjoy certain holidays, and I've learned I don't need to go crazy and do binges and stuff, because you just finally kind of learn that you just don't need it anymore. Before, it was a coping mechanism for me. Binging, I'm an emotional eater, so it was always a coping mechanism, and I feel like I've just kind of learned how to deal with it. For the most part, there's certain days when, nope, I just don't do well. But that's my plan, and I would love to hear what your plan is and how you're going to get through the holidays. So yeah, that's my update. I hope that you guys are all doing well. I hope everyone is healthy, and there are a couple of my YouTube friends, Facebook friends out there that I am praying for. They've gone through some extremely hard times, and it's been really, really difficult seeing that as well. And so I'm praying for you out there that are struggling and you're hurting and you're going through really hard times. Just know that you're in my prayers. So I think that's going to be it. I have a Keto Krate sitting here to review. I have an awesome discount on the Keto Krate. I have a bunch of new product reviews I need to do. So I have plenty of content. I just got to get busy and do it. So next video is going to be the Keto Krate review and the awesome special they are running. So I'll probably post a little segment here at the end. If you want to see what the special is, check that out. And please also check out my Keto Krate review, which will be coming up soon. And then I also have a huge keto Walmart haul that I want to share with you guys. So I've got stuff coming. It's on its way. Please bear with me while my uploads are going to be really slow as well because of my internet. I lost my fast internet, and now I only have my slow internet, and I'm hoping in January to get my fast internet back. So fingers crossed for that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this video. Thank you so much for watching and being patient with me. And for those of you that have reached out, thank you so much. And hopefully I'm back. I hope. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please, if you would, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Let me know how you're all doing. I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Before you guys leave, I want you to see this awesome special that Keto Krate is doing. It's a buy one, get one special, and this is going to be going through December 31st. It will end at midnight. What you're going to get for $39.99 at sign up, you're going to get a second Keto Krate free. Now, you're going to get a December box and then you'll be getting an October box. So you'll get two boxes for the price of one. And also, as a little bonus, you're going to get a digital download for Keto Krate's best holiday dessert recipes. So it's an awesome promotion. Don't miss out on it. It's one of the best ones they offer, and I want to make sure you get in on it. And I will have my link down below. Thanks for watching.